And then we started going into a thing about, can you imagine if Dennis Rodman had Twitter?
Well, yeah. Well,
Dennis Rodman on Twitter. No big deal. Just leaving MJ hanging to go get married in a dress.
Yeah.
What a world we would have lived in.
Can you imagine? It's like Woj bomb. Dennis Rodman needs to leave team to go to Vegas to do whatever he did. Woj bomb. Michael Jordan is going to Vegas to get Dennis Rodman. Yeah. Woj bomb. Michael Jordan is going to Vegas to get Dennis Rodman after not returning from the team to the team.
It actually it's funny that you think about it, that Twitter back in the day was probably even more entertaining than it is now because of how stupid all those guys were.
Yeah.
Like, none of them could do what they did.
Why is Pop talking about what is he doing?
I think Popovich?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's senile.
He might be. He's talking about George Santos.
What?
For some reason, that's what he's talking about.
how's Jalen look? He's in a boost tonight that I didn't do.
I don't know. I literally clicked it on.
It was him and Durant to score 25.
I don't know. I clicked it on. I saw the green.
He's doing good. He already has 13 points, most in his career for a first quarter. Okay.
So when he ends with
24
or 14 points total because he makes 1 3 throughout the rest of the night. Alrighty. And a very happy new year. This is episode 347, first of the new year. That's it. I'm done saying it for the year.
Yeah, Larry David.
That's it?
That's it. Nope. Nobody else gets it. Someone I haven't spoken to yet says it to me, they're going to get a middle finger.
No.
Well, that's aggressive.
You get to the end of the week at least.
No, I'll give him the phone. I'm talking about like the phone call at work. Like, I'm going to do the finger to the phone.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, you can't see this, so.
No, if I see you in person, you get to the end of the week.
Like
I don't know. Because I'm a big, like, how was your holiday? If I haven't seen somebody since the holiday.
Yeah, but, oh no, last week you were back at work, right? So you have seen.
I was back, but still, like, just anybody. Like, how was your guys' how? Like, that kind of thing. If I haven't seen you. Even though I guess I talk to you guys all the time, but like,
so we don't count.
Else.
We're not that important, Daniel. Did you hear that? It basically just
it's okay.
Shit.
I basically just told you to go fuck yourself. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm used to it.
You're just like, fuck you guys. Anyways, let's start off this episode by sending our prayers out to. Danny, you're probably better at pronouncing this guy's name.
Damar Hamlin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Damar Hamlin. Any one of you guys would be better.
It's said enough.
So, I've read more than I've listened. That's what it comes down to. But yeah, that was the scariest thing.
Were you guys watching it live? I was.
No, I heard Dad say, "Did you see what happened in the football game?" to Mom. So I was like, "Oh, let me go see what happened."
Yeah, I was.
And everyone was like surrounding them, like, "What is happening here?"
Yeah, I had the game on. I was like checking my phone more than watching, and I looked up to that play because I heard T. Higgins. So I got, oh, okay, this is gonna help someone out. So I go, all right. And then the guy Hamlin just takes the most routine tackle and he absorbs the hit. So like, oh, okay. Then they show him, and then he just collapsed, and we're like, "Oh boy, that's not normal." And they're like, "All right, well, we'll be right back." And then they kept like showing like nothing was going on. And that was the scariest part because it was a routine play. So
Yeah,
our thoughts and prayers are going out to him and his family and everybody that was affected because no one's talking about it. I haven't heard anything because I guess I haven't sought it out. But I also feel terrible for T. Higgins. Like, it was like the most routine play and just like...
Right. This is just back to the whole stupid social media like we were talking right before we went live.
T. Higgins is getting some...
Are you
T.
kidding?
Higgins getting death threats.
He's getting backlash.
No, that's...
People are like blaming him and he had nothing
See, like,
to
this
do
is
with
the thing. This is the thing.
It's dumb. It's dumb trolls and whatever, but
it's dumb trolls, and it's also a world event now. So idiots that don't know football, idiots. I don't mean it that way. But
No,
people that don't follow the game of football and don't know football, like my brother who doesn't watch a single second of football, was the one that sent it in the family group chat, and it's like, and me and Nicole were like in our heads because we didn't want to start a fight because he doesn't know anything. We're like, no, we're watching the game live. It was the most routine play of all time. Like,
yeah, you're basically what you're getting is there's like that percentage that's blaming Higgins. You're getting a percentage that, of course, is blaming the COVID shots.
Yeah, I saw that one psycho that said that too.
So there is a story behind that. So apparently, the team physician did announce that he got his booster like the week before.
But that has...
It doesn't, but like he even said, like he's in touch with the. Just so everyone is aware, he was boosted last week. Blah blah blah. We are monitoring the situation to make sure it's not the cause of. It's basically what the doctor who boosted him, which is smart. He's basically saying, "Hey, we're in conversation. We're trying to make sure it's not the booster that caused this to cause any effects."
Obviously, the three of us aren't doctors, but the way he fell, there had to be some sort of underlying issue.
So I was reading an article about it, and they said that, you know how when you get your wind knocked out of you, you kind of, your chest cramps up because your heart's trying to pound more wind into your body and your lungs are all trying to work. Mm-hmm. So apparently it was kind of like one of those, to a point where he got hit in like that perfect spot where it shocked the heart enough that it stopped it.
Yeah. Right.
That's basically what the article was saying. And doctors are saying that if you get hit in a certain angle when you're getting the wind knocked out of you, most of the time you're going to be able to just go to a knee and kind of catch your breath and be okay. But there's always that possibility that if it gets hit too hard, because you got to realize he's tackling Higgins. And not only that, he's tackling Higgins, and then the shoulder pad plus his chest protector is going into his chest, which is what they're saying may have caused some sort of impact, combined impact, to kind of shock the heart enough to kind of stop it.
Maybe him standing up too quickly too might have done it.
There's a
like, I don't know. It's just so bizarre.
We're never gonna know what he felt right before that. That's
and we may never know. God forbid.
Well, he may not even remember. He may just remember, hey, I hit the guy, and next thing you know, I'm here a week later.
Hopefully, he's not brain dead if he makes it.
Well, that's the other thing is, I mean, all the medical things I've seen.
Hopefully, they got to him fast enough. Thankfully, that might have saved him.
Listen, there were 4 groups of people that worked very hard, and it was one, the Bills medical staff jetted. As soon as they saw him fall, you saw within seconds they were there. And then not only that, you saw the Bengals group also. So credit to them, like they saw something they never saw. So they're like, hey, get stretchers, get shit out here. We don't know what's going on. Like, so and I texted, I don't know if I texted it to you, Danny. I know I texted Rosen, but like Sunday when Thibodeau hit
you text me.
Foles, right? I've never seen a cart get on the field so quickly in my life.
Yeah.
Usually it's doctor comes on the field. You know, the cart was at the 50-yard line The cart was at the 50-yard line waiting.
He didn't fucking know.
See,
I
call bullshit. I kind of call bullshit on that.
The first time you move your arm, you're feeling the guy laying on the ground there.
And you mean to tell me you don't hear him like moaning and groaning?
He probably should have. And also, yeah, he did it too long.
His guys are like, yo, the guy instead of pumping his chest could have been like, yo, get up. This guy's dead.
And
it's like the dead guy you start poking with a stick.
He didn't mean it in a bad way, but whatever. Well, let's continue to talk about the awfulness. It's just good thing everybody acted on everything. And like you knew it was legit like scary when you saw players flat out start crying, which you never really see. So that was an also dead giveaway that something legit was wrong.
And also like the first thing, like when I was trying to find out exactly what happened, like I said, her dad said, "Did you see what happened football game?" I put it on. It was kind of like they were talking but not really saying what was going on. So I was going on Twitter to try and find it, and they said, "You know something's really bad when the ESPN's got to take like 3 commercial breaks between when it happened and this point."
Honestly, Shefty, Booger, and who was the third one? What's her name? The one that what?
No,
the one that throws Susie Colbert, yeah.
Yeah, Susie Colbert.
Sorry. I was about to not make it like funny. All right, good thing I didn't. But yeah, the 3 of them did a phenomenal job. Obviously Troy and Lisa Salters and Joe Buck did phenomenal for everything they could have talked about and did. Lisa was down there. The best she could, and just kudos on the Bengals and Bills for canceling the game, especially the Bengals. The Bengals could have been like dickheads about it, but they could have easily been dickheads about it, which they wouldn't have been. I'm not saying they would have, but
no, they would have been dickheads.
I mean, if someone's dying on the turf,
no, but I'm saying if they would have if they would have been like, no, we want to play, that would have been indicative.
Like, yeah, a little old school coach that could have changed.
So a couple things.
Wow, Evan Fournier is actually playing.
So a couple things that occurred was, one, there was a report that the teams were told that they had 5 minutes to prepare to get back on the field.
You showed Joe Burrow warming up. So
I didn't know that they showed Burrow.
Yeah, NFL's lying about that.
They have to be.
No, they are. Joe Burrow was warming up.
So Troy Vincent said that's just natural. He actually came out and said, Joe Burrow is seen warming up. That's just your natural instinct because you think you're going to be getting back. You may be getting back on the field.
But
it's like when a pitcher's sitting there. Same thing in baseball. Pitcher's sitting there for an injury for so long, he starts throwing a ball. So it's just a natural thing. So according to Troy Vincent, according to the league, according to players on the field, the Bills players, they never got informed that they were going to be not Bills. The Bengals, a couple of Bengal players said we were never informed that we were going to be playing again. So there are people that are saying there was no conversation about getting.
Someone had to have told Joe Buck for him to say it like 4 times.
No, yeah.
So somebody must have said something.
He's not making this shit up.
So the other thing was Zach Taylor today had his press conference, his Wednesday conference, and he said it. He goes, I need to give credit to the team's captains that like his team's captains were like, hey, when both teams were in the locker room, let's go across the field and then go have a conversation with their captains and let's work this out together. And like, and even said, and he said in the thing, he said that McDermott was like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's like, I have to go to the hospital.
I need to go be with my player.
Yeah.
If we want to play this game, I'm not coaching it. My players don't want to play. But
yeah, I mean, I think everybody handled it as best that they could. It's just a insane situation.
And it's a situation you never expect.
No. Because, like, honestly, I wasn't watching it live, but I saw the replay. And, like, with all the head shit, the stuff that happened with Tua earlier in the year, like, Mason Rudolph had a really bad one a few years ago. Somebody on the unfortunate...
Brown.
And Antonio Brown after the Vontaze hit, like,
and then Juju is perfect.
A player collapsing is not the craziest thing. Like, a player just dropping like that is not the craziest thing at this point in the league. It unfortunately happens
routinely.
routinely. But then when you get the reaction from everybody else and all that kind of stuff, that's when you're like, okay, something's obviously wrong.
And I said it to I think Vin. I texted this to you. I was like, it was a very like John Q movie moment when the kid's running the bases and he just kind of grabs his chest and goes down. Like you're not expecting, like when you watch the replay, nothing's happening, everything's normal, and then poof.
I wasn't watching the game at all, and then that's when I think one of you, Steven texted me and you put it in the chat, and that's why I went and looked at some replays. I didn't turn the coverage on, but I went and looked at some stuff, and it was crazy. But just looking back over the past week and stuff, it seems like again, it's all speculative because none of these doctors are actually his doctor, but I've seen a few where it's like, if you get hit, have like hard forced hit to the heart area at a specific millisecond point in your heartbeat cycle, this could happen. And it seems like that's what they think happened. But
the positive news is there's a lot of positive coming out of it right now. There's a lot of the numbers are getting better. He's still, of course, in ICU. He's still on the breathing tube. He's still
I think he's still sedated.
They did say he's about 50% on the breathing tube right now, which means that like they're getting to the point where it could be almost time to pull the breathing tube where he could possibly breathe on his own, or at least shut it to see if he could breathe on his own. Type of scenario. I still find it crazy that they wouldn't let Stefon Diggs into the hospital to be with his family. The guy's family.
Did they let him in? I saw him. The video of him.
He went there, so he got in an Uber and went. And
I saw that.
And it's just like, apparently they weren't letting him in, and he was like fighting with the police officers until the guy's mom came down and was like, "That guy's my son. He's allowed in."
Yeah, I don't.
Because they were basically only going to try and let family in.
Yeah,
right. That's normally
which makes sense.
It is the rule.
Yeah.
And especially, I don't know what hospitals are at with COVID. I mean, there was a bit of a spike and shit. They usually limit people at that times too. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. He like took an Uber. Like the rest of the team apparently flew back. The Buffalo Bills did walk through today apparently, but none of them are talking. It's looking like game situation wise is the league's just gonna call it.
That's what it's looking like unless they need it.
So I don't even think they're gonna look at it as a need. I think they're just gonna call it, and there's something I was reading something where there's like a one of those like deep in the rule book rules where something happens where if a game has to be suspended or stopped for some sort of reason and the league has to cancel it, they're allowed to like use some sort of like random generator to figure out the playoff seeding in a way.
I don't know.
Yeah, so here it's actually maybe later. NFL reporter says league may count Chiefs game when it may not count a Chiefs game. Like they may not count another team's game when it comes like for division winners or the three of them. Like they'll just not count one of their games and just basically say, okay, winning percentage or whatever your records are based on 17 games, something like that. Is the way it would work.
Yeah, because if the Chiefs win, then I don't know.
It's weird the way the way the scenarios are working out.
Doesn't really matter.
But
let's just give the Chiefs home field.
So the Chiefs would actually get the one with a win and a Bills loss. And one of the Bills losses, the Bills, if they went 2-0, they would get home field, and the Bengals would get it with 2 wins and a loss by the Chiefs. That's basically what that is.
But the Bills only have one game left.
They all only have one game left, technically.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So
that's
Chiefs
why
win,
that's what they may do. They may take away a Chiefs game, like not count like their one of their wins or one of their losses, like a game that they played, and just have them all be at 17 games and figure and seed it.
Let's just go Friday Night Lights style and do a coin toss.
The other thing they were talking was taking away the bye week from the Super Bowl, playing the one game next weekend, and then start the playoffs the following weekend and just go 4 straight weeks. Which ideally gives every team except for Buffalo.
So play this week.
So play week 18.
And then
next
take
weekend,
a week off for
Saturday,
the only game.
Saturday or Sunday, they play one game. And then the following week, wild card weekend.
Seems complicated, but
I don't understand why you can't. Where is the Super Bowl? Arizona this year?
Yeah.
What are they doing that they can't move the Super Bowl an extra week?
They can't with advertising and hotels and all that nonsense. You can't move the Super Bowl.
Right.
They have that's locked in. They can't move that date.
Yeah. So basically, they would go old school and go no bye week.
That's fine. I say we flip a coin, or we just give the Bills home field advantage, and that's it.
Bills should get the extra week to regroup. Not worrying about this week, just get that extra week to regroup.
I don't. Who are they playing this week?
They're not playing New England. They're playing. No, they are playing New England.
They're playing New England.
Oh, so they have to play this week because New England's winning in.
I don't know how you do it.
We have what could end up being 4 winning in scenarios. Saturday night, Sunday night, and the Patriots.
Well, Saturday night's winning in.
Right.
Sunday night.
If Seattle loses,
is winning in.
Both teams are winning in. If Seattle wins. Which I was actually watching a TikTok before. Apparently Matt Stafford was cleared to play and wants to play this week and start because he always vouched to always make sure the Lions have a chance of making the playoffs every year. Apparently he wants to try and beat the Seahawks for the Lions to have a shot. And I was like, oh, well, this is why.
Sorry, Matt.
Baker will do a fine job, too.
Baker's been playing fine. It's not like
they're not going to beat
the next Jet quarterback.
I am pretty. Geno. It did make me pretty excited that Geno Smith was the one to knock the Jets out of the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what they get.
And I like how they called it the Geno Revenge Tour because he beat the Chargers, the Giants, and the Jets this year. I was like, he was only hated by the Giant fans because he's the guy who played over Eli in that one game,
which was absolutely not his fault.
Right. There's an offensive coordinator in Carolina you should be more mad at than.
Yeah.
So, who's the bigger joke of a franchise? The Dolphins?
Did you see that report?
That they just stopped winning?
No, there's a report.
Well, they're banged up, too.
There was a report that if they lose this week and miss the playoffs, everybody's job is
no.
They are the worst Moran franchise in football.
That guy's crazy.
They're second because of Washington.
Yeah, but that guy.
I don't count Washington as a franchise anymore. That's the problem.
The owner is not,
especially with Major Tootie as the key component to that franchise now. What a horrible time to announce that the mascot. Like, first you announce that, and then your head coach doesn't even know that you got eliminated from the playoffs.
I can't. He had to have thought they couldn't get eliminated, and he was playing Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I think that was coach speak. Come on, he knows.
Why?
He's a lot smarter than that.
He really is. He's a good coach. I don't know why he has to be trying to get fired for starting Carson Wentz. It makes
this week he's starting Sam Howell.
No,
he's starting Heineke and Howell's going to play.
Heineke and
the Commanders made the announcement today that Sam Howell is quarterback.
Heineke is starting.
Now go look at their Twitter page where it says Sam Howell quarterback 1 this week. So
Washington Commanders Charitable Foundation. That's not what I wanted.
Here we go, right here. I will share it for the world to see.
Well, that's new. Because I got the similar thing. So. Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, that at least makes more sense. Than...
First, the alert came out that he was going to be dressed and playing.
I liked him at North Carolina. So
then the second report was that he was taking first team reps just to get some work in in practice today, and then after practice they announced QB1 this week.
Okay. Again, there is at least sense to that decision. There is no sense. If nothing else...
but it would have made sense last week to play him if you didn't want to play Heineke last week.
If nothing else...
Or at least put him in after the 15th interception he threw in the first quarter.
It is clear as day that Terry McLaurin does not get along with Carson Wentz on the field. So if nothing else, the only way you're winning that game is if Tyler Heineke is just throwing it up to Terry McLaurin the whole time.
Who was the big receiver on the Eagles Super Bowl team? Alshon, right?
Hold on, say that again.
Alshon Jeffrey was the number 1 receiver in their Super Bowl. I think so.
Yeah, he was number 1. Yeah.
I don't even think that guy liked Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was the MVP that year.
He liked MVP Carson Wentz, sure.
Yeah, well, MVP Carson Wentz is manageable.
He liked him fine.
Everybody liked MVP Carson Wentz, and then he decided to dive headfirst into the end zone in Los Angeles.
No.
He got tackled.
He got juked. He juked.
Yeah, he juked, and his knee came out.
Yeah.
His leg exploded.
Oh, you might be right. Well, yeah, then the next play was our place. It was so long ago, I don't even remember.
Their leading receiver was Zach Ertz.
Yeah. In fairness, when he was in his prime,
yards
wise,
that was
he was a top 3, top 5.
Yeah, that was a
arguably top 3, top 5 tight end in the league.
Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, and Torrey Smith was on that team.
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was the slot guy.
Oh, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, huh?
Yeah.
Who?
Torrey Smith. With that Baltimore team in 13.
Team, of course.
Yeah, he was there number 1.
Was he? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was a team who had no receiver.
He had 1,100 yards that year.
With the Eagles or the Super Bowl team?
The Baltimore one.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the slot guy that year.
Yeah, but he was that guy who Joe Flacco was just like, hey, go straight.
I'm talking about when he was an Eagle.
Yeah. When he was a Raven, it was literally, hey, Torrey.
He was going deep. Yeah.
Go long.
Right. And that was Jacoby. What was the guy's last name? That went
Jacoby
off
Jones.
The play. Jacoby Jones.
Jacoby Jones.
That one crazy touchdown against the Broncos that the DB just stopped playing.
The DB's controller disconnected. He just got behind him. The same guy that Mike Tomlin didn't see running down the sideline, and he tried to step in front of.
Right. The year after, or was it that? Whatever. Yeah.
How about that, Mike Tomlin? Another year about to go over 500.
Hey man, I actually like Kenny Pickett. The last 2 games I watched of him, he looks pretty good.
Well,
and he's come back the last 2 games. He looks ice cold. So
see, and you know what? And
those teams,
he's got the same offensive line that basically Ben had, so he's just running for his life in the backfield till someone gets open.
Those teams, man, just find a way to win, man. Like those,
scrappy.
No, I'm talking about the Steelers in general. Like, you just find ways.
Listen, they're gonna do stuff.
He's a good damn coach. This
was a rebuilding year too.
Yeah. Even if they go 8-9 and it doesn't, and it's not over 500.
Like next year they'll be we're gonna win the division next year type of like.
Well,
in the off season. No, in the off season people are gonna be
Well, they have actual people to compete with, not redheaded stepchilds and Joe Flacco.
So Dolphins lost, Patriots lost, and a Steeler win. They're 9-8 in the 17th.
It could happen.
It very well could happen.
Which is basically what they did last year.
Unfortunately, they have to root for the Jets, so that's going to be the scary thing.
Yeah, but they're playing the Dolphins. They're playing the fifth string quarterback in the Dolphins. They already beat that guy this year.
Right.
Is Tua still out?
Yeah.
Tua doesn't even know what month it is.
Yeah, Tua's done.
Oh.
Tua doesn't even know what year it's. The year changed.
And then Teddy has a busted pinky.
Speaking of not knowing, are you guys aware that there is a during the season Hard Knocks?
Yeah, yes. I haven't watched this second.
Nobody I stopped watching the Lions one after 2 weeks. You think I'm going to watch the in the season Cardinal one that no one wants? Team that no one cares about?
That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine? I don't think this has ever happened. Can you imagine maybe at the height of Hard Knocks? Because we don't give a shit about Hard Knocks anymore. But at the height of it, like somebody's quarterback, it goes out for the season. Right. That would be a crazy watched episode. Kyler's out for the season. Nobody fucking gives a shit about that.
Yeah, they don't even promote it. That's crazy.
I turned on HBO Max and it was there because I watch sports things. I've never seen a commercial for it. I've never seen people talk about it.
I knew it was happening.
It is a money laundering front. It doesn't exist.
It's really funny how they don't promote it because they would promote the shit out of the offseason one.
It can't be cheap to have these people following the fucking Cardinals around all day.
I mean, do you really want to watch them follow DeAndre Hopkins?
To be fair,
the only thing you would want to watch in that
they
would be
promoted
JJ Watt.
The Colts one a little bit more last year. I guess no one watched it. That it was like, whatever.
I don't just stop doing it.
They did the Colts. I didn't even know they did the Colts last year in the middle of the season.
They did, yeah. Or that might have been Amazon did one too.
Yeah, no.
Unless the Colts did the middle of the season this year, trying to figure out the quarterback. I would love to hear Jeff Saturday in the coaches meeting.
They choked last year. That's why, and it was Carson Wentz.
So what you're saying is mid-season next year we're getting the Washington Commanders?
He's going to be a free agent.
Yeah,
he's getting cut.
I would say that he would be that perfect fit for the Colts.
Nope.
But he already did. They already tried that.
It's going to be Derek Carr. Come right down.
It's funny how many
every washed-up quarterback.
How many different quarterback? How many different jerseys I've seen? Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, and Baker Mayfield, and I'm like, Russell Wilson's not going anywhere. Get over it.
No, yeah.
That's going to be an interest. I wonder if Denver would be the. Oh no playoff team, right? They can't. Oh no, it is a non-playoff team, right?
Right.
For the off-season one.
No, they're not going to get it because of the new coach.
Oh, that was what it was. I knew there was something that would prevent them from getting it.
First-year coach you can't have.
Honestly, if Pittsburgh doesn't make it, they would be the team I want to watch. They would be the team to put on. If they don't make the playoffs,
yeah,
they would be a good off-season one.
I don't know if they would do it.
There's no reason not to.
I don't know.
Or
it's the same. It's literally the same storylines that every team has. It's just hopefully your team has some characters, you know.
But it's that
the team that people would actually watch if they don't win Saturday night is Jacksonville.
Yeah, because
that's very Jacksonville.
Yeah, the NFL, the Packers never done it, the Patriots never done it,
Giants never done it,
never done it, Steelers never done it. Like the Cowboys are.
Oh, Jerry Jones!
Jerry doesn't give a shit. He wants to do it every fucking year.
Jerry's like, I don't give a fuck if we win the Super Bowl.
So it's like the Blue Bloods haven't really done it.
The Bears never done it.
It hasn't been like, why haven't you offered me the mid-season one yet?
Nathan Peterman's starting for the Bears this week. It doesn't.
I didn't even know that guy was still existing.
Who else is? Wait, I saw somebody else.
I know. Oh, Blau.
Well, yeah, because Kyler's dead.
Yeah, Kyler and I guess Trace McSorley.
I think
and Colt McCoy and
for the Vikings, I don't think Kirk is playing.
No, I think Kirk is playing.
Well, technically they're not locked in.
Oh, they're okay. Then maybe not.
There's nothing locked because they can end up the 1, 2, or 3.
Because I thought I saw it was somebody tweet Nathan Peterman versus I think David Blau was. No, that's the Cardinal guy.
Yeah, that's Cardinals.
So.
I don't know.
So I think it was.
So be smart when you bet this week.
So if the Cowboys win, and the Vikings, Niners lose, and the Giants win, the Cowboys become the 1,
No, the Niners become the 1.
The Niners become the 1, the Cowboys become the 2, and the Vikings fall to 3.
Vikings just need to stay to 3.
That's also the Eagles losing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. That's the caveat.
Right. So if everybody loses except
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are the 1.
Yes.
It's going to be a typical Cowboy.
But if everybody loses, then I think
Niners. If everybody loses, it stays the way it is. But
yeah, I want to play Minnesota compared to the Niners.
I said if there's any place I'm going, it's Minnesota. If there's a team I want to play, Minnesota. But that's the type of move that would bite us in the ass, wanting to play somebody.
Yeah, of course.
Right. I think a giant Niner game is actually going to be fun to watch.
I don't.
Because it's going to be defense versus defense.
I think the Niners are,
Christian McCaffrey will eat us alive.
I don't know. They said the same thing in week 2, and we handled him pretty well.
No, it's different, and you know that. Our run defense cannot stop a nosebleed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to play them either. But it's what's going to happen if we win.
Listen, it won't matter when you're sitting at home watching the Lions in the playoffs next weekend, okay?
I mean, they'll get destroyed by the Niners.
Oh, my God.
Jared won't even stand a chance.
Although,
we're all putting a lot of faith in Brock Purdy.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's played really well.
He's doing what Jimmy G did. How many passes did Jimmy G throw against the Packers that won
the championship game? I think he was something
under 10.
It was like 7 for 10 or 6 for 9.
All right.
And
so
one was
the division game last year too in the snow.
Brock Purdy could do that.
No, the division game he actually had to throw a lot because we were beating them the whole time. But it wasn't good. They only scored
2 years ago in the.
It was like 10-7 was the final score of the game.
They beat us. I think they beat us 13-10, and all they got was field goals. They didn't have a touchdown drive. The touchdown was they blocked the punt.
Right.
So
that was last year.
The Niners are 5-4 lifetime, by the way, against the Packers in the playoffs.
That's almost impossible
to believe.
They're 5-4 against the Packers
in the playoffs.
So that means that they were 1 and.
They were 1-4.
Yeah, they were 1-4 before Rodgers.
Won 4
exactly.
straight.
Yeah, exactly. This one. So
Rodgers is yet to beat the Niners in the playoffs.
The one win was a crazy game that Favre lost. T.O. had caught a last minute, literally.
That
was the one in the end zone, right?
Yeah.
That was catch part 2.
Correct.
That's the first one I remember. Yeah.
Right. That's the other one, right? And now, okay, Kaepernick game. We were shitty, and Rodgers broke his collarbone.
I don't remember the 2002 one.
2002.
Oh, that's not true. Oh, okay, yeah, that was 2003 because they did the year after. Got it. Okay.
I don't even remember this.
2001 was played in 2002, which means it was the year after the Giants Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was the year after the Giants Super Bowl.
Yeah, see, I blocked that. So the next week, we played the Rams, and I think Favre threw 5 interceptions.
That sounds about right because that was the good
Rams. Yeah, it was the Warner.
That was the end of the Rams run.
Well, yeah, that was they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was the 45-17. How many picks did he throw that day?
That's not Brett Favre on the top there.
Greatest show on turf days, yeah.
6.
Yep, I thought so.
That's bad.
Look,
and even Warner had a shitty game, and that's how bad it was.
Awful.
Well, Marshall had a good game.
James Hodge had the only touch. Jesus. So was that the year? Oh no, the following year. No, 2 years later was the official end of the greatest show on turf when Steve Smith in overtime.
Right.
Carolina went to St. Louis
Right. Maybe.
Right. And then Mark Bulger took over.
Right. Warner got hurt.
I think that was Trent Green in the playoffs, though.
No, I think Trent Green.
No, Trent Green was already in Kansas City.
Trent Green was the guy who got hurt for Warner to come in.
Right.
Right. No, I remember that, but I feel like he went back to St. Louis for a little bit.
I think he was Kansas City by that time.
But Bulger played well, like when he first came in.
Marks had that kind of offense that anybody could really. And he had.
Yeah, you just need if you had a guy who protected you, everybody
and they had
was basically
Steven Jackson as the running back.
Like Jay Cutler.
So Trent Green, Washington, hurt for 99. Started 5 games in 2000 for Kurt Warner, and then went to Kansas City for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons.
In 2003 was Bulger. They went 12-4, but they lost that game in double overtime to the Panthers.
Carolina.
Yep.
03.
Carolina. That was when. Yeah, that was Musi Muhammad and
right.
Yeah.
Like
and everyone
then they
lost
thought
to the Pats.
Carolina had a chance.
Well, he did, and then their kicker kicked it out of bounds like a schmuck.
Well, then they went up and lost to the Pats.
Yeah, because the stupid kicker. What? They had him. They had him.
Vinatieri makes another kick, and we go on.
Yeah, let's give Tom Brady the ball on the 40. It's a brilliant idea.
With plenty of time.
That? No.
Ronnie Pete was their quarterback that year? Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the Panther.
Then Delhomme, then Delhomme took over.
Who was the coach?
John Fox.
John
Fox, that's what it was.
John Fox, 0-2.
John Casey was the kicker.
The kicker,
by the way.
Yeah, great kicker.
And they also had John Hilbert that year. So I don't
remember him.
Don't know him.
And you know who was on that? And you know who was on that defense? Deion Grant.
Wow.
Peppers.
Yeah, Peppers. Who was the other stud edge rusher for them? It was him and someone else.
They had Chris Jenkins.
Yeah,
was the defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle.
Chris Jenkins.
Packer great.
I don't see any other.
I think of him in the Jets though.
No,
I think he was on those Rex teams, I think.
So I'm on Pro Football Reference right now, looking at that 2002 team, and Delhomme's not even on the list.
That's
shouldn't be the case because he was the quarterback for the Super
Bowl game.
It was the 03 team, not the 02 team.
03 team was the Super Bowl run?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So 03.
Yeah, 03, 04.
Mm-hmm.
So Delhomme, there you go. Stephen Davis was the running back.
Right.
Yeah, no, Mike Rucker was the other sack guy.
Yeah, there you go. That was his name.
Terry Cousin. Remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember him. Corner. He was a Giant for like a year or two.
Ronnie Pete was their backup quarterback.
Was
it Rod Smart, the He Hate Me guy?
Yeah, he was.
Yes, that's He Hate Me. He was like their kick returner.
Right. That's it. And John Casey was their kicker that year. That was cool.
Yeah, stupid idiot.
Dumbass.
Danny's really mad about this.
No, it's just like you're
right?
Danny's mortal enemy, John Casey.
Danny's like, little do you guys know I was gambling back then,
yeah, exactly.
and I lost all my money.
That's just one of those games you just remember all these years later, and you just still get angry about it.
Oh boy!
It wasn't like I had a rooting interest too. It's just like you finally had the Patriots. All you had to do was kick it down.
They were hardly even the Patriots at that point.
No, they were. That was their third Super Bowl.
That was the second Super Bowl. The third one was Philly the next year.
Right.
So it's like they had won and then they missed the playoffs. It's like they didn't have the same respect.
They had it. And they let him off the hook.
Right, and then the following year was the T.O. broken leg year.
Yeah, and then Dominic McNabb embarrassed himself and puked all over the place. Not calling a timeout or... Yeah, they didn't. They were like acting like it was the middle of the first quarter, and they didn't have any urgency whatsoever. I understand why T.O. wanted to leave.
I mean, he played the Super Bowl with a broken leg and had 10 catches for like 100 yards.
He could have won the MVP. And
we watched that one together, right, Steve? I was at Danny's house, so I remember being at Danny's house.
I usually watch it with Dad.
Yeah.
No, I remember watching it with Dad.
Yeah, I was at Danny's house for that one.
This would have been the 2005 Super Bowl.
Right. I was a senior in high school.
2005, the game was played of the 04 season.
Yeah. So Deion Branch was the MVP.
Yep.
For the Eagle one, right?
Yeah. Yep. They still won by 3.
Yeah, they still.
That was the
and Vinatieri still got the final.
Gabriel scored a touchdown.
Yeah, Gabriel scored a touchdown.
Terrell Owens went 9 for 122.
Yeah, he would have won the MVP.
He should have still won it.
Who won it? Oh, Branch won it. Branch.
Yeah, Branch won 11 for 133. So if T.O. had 2 more catches and 10 more yards, you could have argued.
Pretty good.
Corey Dillon was the running back in that game.
Clock killing Corey Dillon. Love him.
Percy Levens and Brian Westbrook on one end. Corey Dillon and Kevin Falk on the other one.
Another Giant great that I met at Giants training camp. His one summer with us.
He was the Packers running back like in the first Madden.
Right. Yeah, and then he was a Giant in 2003. I met him and Brian Mitchell at Giant camp.
Here's an interesting. So I'm gonna go through some player names on here.
Oh no.
We all know the offensive line for the Patriots. Matt Light, Joe Argini, Stephen Neal was on that line. Deion Branch was the receiver. Of course, Brady's, going to be a Hall of Famer. Will Fork was on the team, right? Branch. David Givens was the other receiver. Corey Dillon, the running back. William McGinnis is on this list.
Who?
What?
Or Troy Brown? Not Troy Brown.
Yeah, he had to be on that. Yeah, I think so.
So this is just the starters, but out of the starters, and even when you look at the Eagles,
I think that was the year he played like DB for like a couple of games around that era.
Only 2 players that started in that game are in the Hall of Fame.
And who was that?
Owens and Deion Jones.
And who's that scat
Brian
back?
Dawkins.
Who was the original scat back for the Patriots?
Wasn't it Kevin Falk?
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
He was.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Danny, you know who was a starter for the Eagles in this game? Honey Jones.
Oh yeah, he was Michigan guy.
So the only Hall of Famers in that game are Brady, Dawkins, and T.O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting because Rodney Harrison.
Maybe Will Fork. Will Fork
Isn't this year? I think this is Will Fork's first year on the ballot, maybe or second year, but they were supposed to. The finalists, the down to 15, but they decided against it. They were supposed to announce it this week, but they went against it because of what was going on. It was supposed to be announced Tuesday night, so they were like, "Hey, we're gonna wait another week and do it then.
Yeah,
we'll just do it next week." Sure. And then Super Bowl week is when they announce the official.
Right, the Saturday, and then they do the whole big thing.
Well, yeah, no, I think that. Whenever the awards is, so Friday or Saturday, because I think they made the awards Friday now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it just makes it easier. It's less to do. Because then you don't have to worry about the players from the teams that are in it having to be at the award thing. So I'm pretty sure they do it like Thursday or Friday, so that way it's not one of those night before the game takeaways. With that way they don't have to risk any of the players doing drugs like Aaron does before he gets his MVP award.
It's legal.
Not the ones he does that we know of.
Has he been suspended? Apparently you could just go into a hut in some other country. Just do whatever you want and nothing happens.
That's what they do. They just go into a hut.
Listen, if they make the playoffs, he can smoke and drink and do as much ayahuasca as he wants.
How do you know? Maybe he stopped taking it, and that's why he's playing better.
It's just crazy.
He cut his hair too. That's what it really is.
He cut his hair, and then also the receivers are learning to catch the ball now.
It would be so frustrating, but funny at the same time if it's Packers Bucks in the NFC Championship game, like it's meant to be. And those were the two teams that were just ice cold all season that didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. I could see that happening.
So here's a little fun fact for you guys. Monday, Sean Payton was on The Herd, and he talked about the Bucks. These bad division teams, right? The NFC South that we have this year. We've had the NFC West in the past, the East a couple years ago. These teams that people say shouldn't host playoff games because of the way they win the division there's 6 times that there's been an under 500 or 500 team to win a division and host a playoff game. They're 4-2.
And one of the losses was that Washington game. Yeah, and they almost beat Brady.
They covered.
Right.
Yeah.
Heineke almost beat Brady when he found out like 10 minutes before the game. Hey, you're going to face Tom Brady today in your first NFL start. Congratulations.
That was a gutsy game, man.
Yeah.
That was the game where you were kind of like, all right, maybe he could be the quarterback, but they just don't like him in Washington.
Yeah, I don't get it. He must be a big dickhead.
Well, you're a cocky bastard when you make $0 in the NFL and you buy Jordans after every game of the color of the team that you play.
All right, well, let's be fair. He is still rich in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, he is. Oh, the other one was the Panthers.
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle and
Seattle Saints was one of them. That's the one. That was the main one that everyone remembers.
Well, I know,
but I'm looking quick.
And of course, that was the one he brought up. He goes, "You remember I was supposed to destroy Pete Carroll, and then Marshawn Lynch got handed the ball, and that was the end of my season."
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh no! So the Panthers went 7-8-1 in 2014, and then beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, because the Cardinals could never play outdoors.
That was Bruce Arians, right?
Bruce Arians Cardinals?
Sounds right.
Or if it wasn't him, the coach got fired because of that.
I think because it's saying Carson got hurt. So maybe it was him. But Carson got hurt. Then it was the beast mode game. Okay.
So, change of plans. They actually have released the Hall of Fame finalist tonight.
All right.
We're actually doing it right now. So, finalists include Devin Hester, Patrick Willis, Zach Thomas for the Dolphins.
So far, those are all three. And automatically in my head go, yes.
Darren Woodson.
Yep.
Rondé Barber.
Yep. Oh, do you know? This just blew my mind that Rondé Barber is like top 10 in the history of the league in tackles for a corner. That blew my mind. Crazy.
Albert Lewis, Chiefs and Raiders corner. Dwight Freeney.
Yes.
Okay, here's the first ballot Hall of Famer, DeMarcus Ware.
Of course.
Garrett Allen.
Yep.
This is an interesting one. Andre Johnson.
Again,
every team needs a rep.
Instinctively, my answer is yes.
Reggie Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck. We're going to just have 15 players' names.
Torrey Holt.
Yep.
Willie Anderson, the lineman from the Bengals for all those years.
Sure.
Another first ballot Hall of Famer right here, Joe Thomas.
So at some point, at some point, all these people get in. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
They don't get in this year. At some point, all of these people should get in.
Darrelle Revis is the last one on this list that I have so far.
Yes.
And that's a yes.
Right. So in the next 2 years, all of these people 15? Should get
it. Everybody got it.
3, 4. I don't know about Darren Woodson.
Well, he's a serial. No, that's the right one, right?
No, that's Darren Sharper.
Okay. No. Hardest hitting safety in the league, though. No, I don't think Woodson.
He was up there, Darren Sharper.
Darren Sharper.
But
that was 15.
Safeties in the league, though.
Well, he hit somebody too hard apparently, and now
we don't talk about that.
Serial rapist.
So I also saw an interesting TikTok while we're talking about people that should be in prison.
Oh boy, Revenge. Tread lightly.
So, if it wasn't for Henry Riggs, Davante Adams could still be a Packer right now.
I guess.
Because if he doesn't go to jail, he's the number 1 receiver in Las Vegas.
He
doesn't get cut. He's still on that team. They may not be trading for Davante. Aaron may still have Davante.
Davante said today it was his dream to play for this franchise. Regardless of who the quarterback was, it was his dream to play for this franchise. That's what he said.
That sounds like my owner gave me an extra $1 million to say something nice about the franchise.
I'm just saying that's what the man said. I don't know the man to be a liar. That's what the man said. I think
what a novel idea was to throw him the ball. Like, what a crazy concept.
Who would have thought all season that all you got to do is throw that guy the ball and he'd catch the ball? It
was really crazy. I mean, the other night, 2-3 weeks ago was the craziest thing that Danny put in the group chat. Like, imagine having this guy in your team. He had 3 catches for 71 yards in the second quarter. He ended the game with 3 catches for 71. They didn't throw him the ball.
And he ruined his night by saying that.
He didn't get a catch after you said that.
That is
somebody
not my
on
fault,
the other.
It's not your fault.
Somebody on the other team was like, "Wait, we should cover this guy." After reading that message,
he was mossing guys
because that's what he does.
He was just like he shouldn't have caught that, and he did. And I think one of them was a toe tap.
If
that touchdown he had the other day,
I still think they make the trade if Ruggs doesn't do what he did. But he might be in the trade. Like we might have gotten him.
You may have gotten Ruggs back instead of
a second instead of a first and a second.
I'd rather do the first than Ruggs.
Me too.
I'd rather have the first.
So would I, but I'm just saying.
So the Packers have a top 15 pick then.
No, it was last year's pick.
It was last year's pick. My bad.
Yeah, they took I think they took Quay Walker with it. Their middle linebacker, who's playing very well actually right now.
That's good to hear because he was a dummy.
I forbid they draft somebody to help Rodgers in the first round.
What game was that he was stupid and he had a ref by accident?
That might have been the Philly game.
Yeah, that sounds about right because I needed them to win.
I think he did something stupid. He can't really run defend yet.
He's like a young puppy.
Yeah, he's very fast. He's just running around with like a chicken with his head cut off. But he can pass defend and he's quick.
Hey, you complained about Rashad Gary.
Right.
And it took a while when he was a rookie. Look at that guy now.
But Rashawn Gary was one of the highest touted college recruits of all time. So
he was the number 1 recruit coming out of high school.
The problem with him was every stop of every year it was, it's there in practice. He just hasn't, or he's right there. He just hasn't got to the quarterback. And then it took 5 years for him to.
In fairness, that's basically the first 3 months with Thibodeau.
Right.
Basically the first.
Again, it was the same fucking. Now that was.
There.
With
Gary, literally fingertips.
His first year, they signed Zadarius and Preston Smith, so he didn't have that much of a chance. Right. But once they got hurt and played bad, and he got his chance, it worked.
Speaking of getting there and stopping, Danny, what the hell was Jalen Smith doing?
Yeah,
Jalen Smith has no idea what he's doing on a football field.
My dad and other people were like, "Well, it's because of the new NFL." No, just get the 15-yard penalty. I don't care. Those were one of the moments that I was screaming at the TV.
It was just I'm just like, wait, why is the quarterback standing? He put his arms around him.
Jalen Smith's running at the
first thing, of course, I started thinking was, thank God.
And David screaming about Matthias Kiwanuka.
That's exactly what I said. When Danny's right, get that on the
Get that on the shirt. Danny's
get
right.
That
right.
Screenshot that for me, Snacks. No, but Kiwi automatically came to my mind, and I said, "Fucking just here we go." Thank God it was Nick Foles and not Vince Young.
And not Vince Young.
I think it was Sam Ellinger at that. It may have even been Sam Ellinger at that point.
He got out of it and then threw it away. Like he didn't even try to do anything.
I never in my life will forget Tom Coughlin just standing
yelling at Kiwanuka.
Because Kiwanuka was like on his his hands were on his knees and Coughlin's just lighting.
There's nothing like a good Coughlin stare at somebody on the sideline.
Well,
I mean the Matt Dodge one is the best one.
Dave's had
Matt Dodge. Nothing will ever beat Matt Dodge.
No, he didn't let Deshaun score before he was on the field screaming at that dude.
Dave lit up Slayton after the fumble on the first play of the second half.
He's got it. I saw it really.
But he goes back. It's like my dad.
I know.
He'll light you up, and then 10 minutes later he'll all right.
I saw it for the first time on Thanksgiving Day in the Cowboy game. He went nuts over something. I think it was a call.
It was our weekly lineman downfield.
Ballistic.
We had 7 weeks in a row of that same penalty, and that was kind of close. I don't really know the rule to that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
We scored a touchdown on that play.
Weird rules that if you go it's 2 yards or a yard and a half down the line.
Yeah, it was.
But I don't even know is it at any point or is there a pass?
No, well, it was the RPO. So we thought the lineman thought it was a run play, and then Jones was
or even and it happens a lot on screens too.
Yeah. You get too far downfield.
Yeah. Thankfully, the Giants have stopped doing it, but they had 5 weeks in a row that they had it.
So there's a new thing that I just found out from StreamYard, by the way, is I just kind of moved my mouse away from the side over here that has our comments that we could bring up. If you hit the 3-dot button, and actually we could put Snacks in a timeout.
Oh.
If he makes a comment, we could put him in a timeout.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Snacks, I love you, but I just kind of want to see how this works. Snacks has been blocked for 5 minutes. Jeez.
He's in the sin
Sorry,
bin.
Snacks. I can't even unblock you. Can't even unblock you. Snacks should just come on just to piss off StreamYard.
No, but honestly, Sunday was a great win. Obviously the Colts suck, but we needed that kind of win. It was if you watch, and here he is. Oh no, it was my wife. My wife. Did he really put me in timeout in all caps? God damn it.
Tell him I just sent them the link to go in the group chat on Facebook, and he'll be able to join us.
Yeah, thankfully, Jalen Smith and the nonsense didn't mean anything.
So I will say, also, back to the little Jalen Smith, this guy, if you watch closely, he will literally just dive onto a pile.
Oh yeah,
just the most random pile.
That's the only time Justin enters the group chat, and he'll send a gif of him just as Macho Man Randy Savage every week.
He is a weird ass. The 2 weeks he was in the Packers, I watched him, and he just gets himself blocked all the time. He'll run, a maniac.
He'll run into block. He runs into. Yeah,
blocks. He's still he doesn't have the speed he once had. I guess that's why he stinks now. But he can still move, and he'll just get himself.
Bobby has called that out, and Carl Banks, one of the games, mentioned that he had a good game, and Bobby on the podcast goes, I don't think Carl Banks really watches the games if he thinks he's had a good game. Because I have to go back because obviously Carl Banks knows linebackers. He's a borderline Hall of Famer. But I think he's just being propaganda for the Giants right now because he's terrible.
He stinks. Yeah. Terrible.
He stinks out loud.
But you know what's funny? I'm pretty sure he's up there in tackles for the Giants this year.
He has to be.
This is Blake Martinez all over again.
No, don't do Blake Martinez like that.
That's kind of rude, Ben.
No,
kind of an insult on your. He's second on the team behind Julian Love, who's tackled.
I know, but that's just a middle linebacker thing. You're just there.
Julian Love plays 100 snaps, and they joked on Tiki and Tierney this week that, oh, well, what was this? You played 90% of the snaps this week? That sucks. What's wrong with you? As a joke, because
in fairness, Snacks, I said I was putting you in timeout just to see how this thing worked. I didn't know it would be 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, it was, and I had a lot to say. I'm sitting here trying to be a good employee, do my work, listening to you guys, and I get on a topic.
Wait. Can we go back to the good employee part?
Yeah, what are you working on?
Can we go back to the good employee part?
I'm an outstanding employee.
What are you working on?
I got to do a bunch of reporting before the week ends, and I thought it was Tuesday, but it's Wednesday, so I don't have much.
This week is all messed up.
It's a fucked up week.
I literally told someone I can't get a delivery out to them till next week, and they're like, "But it's Wednesday. Why can't you do it one of the next 3 days?" I was like, "Oh, yeah."
That's how I felt. But anyway, I'm.
How are you? How was your New Year?
Yeah, it was fine. Don't talk to me. No, it was good. How was yours?
He's a little sassy. He's a little angry.
Minus the Michigan game. It was fantastic.
I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I've been listening to Vin talk. Like it's all just not.
You're very whiny tonight.
You are. I mean, what else is new? But
and he wonders why we had to put him in timeout.
Yeah.
You know,
on the bright side, the Knicks are beating a bad team.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It doesn't count when they have Dennis Rodman Jr.
Jr.
Dennis Rodman Jr. playing 27 minutes.
Has Brunson scored any more points since his highest first quarter total of his career? And I jinxed it.
What did he have at the end of the first?
13.
13? I think he's at. Last I saw right now. He's at 22.
You guys
25. He hit the boost. So
you guys are big Knicks fans. Does it annoy you that Donovan Mitchell scored 70 points, or do you?
Stacks, what did I text you?
No, that's a legitimate question because I saw
also,
people on Twitter.
William Randall just got 2 minutes for elbowing a guy in the face.
I'm very annoyed because typical Knicks.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. No,
I wasn't.
Okay.
And then when Danny texted me, I was like, "No, I still wouldn't have done it because Danny Ainge really wanted to rape." I shouldn't say that. He wanted, he wanted to really screw us. He took a lesser offer than anything we could have offered. Yeah. And then I saw 71. I was like, here we go. All I'm gonna see on Twitter is Knicks should blah 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 blah. Right. So right then and there, I was like, okay, typical Knicks, of course. And then I looked at his stats, and he's averaging like 30 points a game.
Yeah, no, I knew that. I knew that.
He's a good player.
He's a great player. He's
a great player. I don't see R.J. Barrett doing that. Granted, he's hurt.
No, and neither is Brunson. But Brunson's averaging like 20 and 6.
Yeah, no.
Brunson's the prototypical point guard we needed, and I think a Brunson Mitchell backcourt just didn't work. So I'm not sitting here saying I'd rather Jalen Brunson over Donovan Mitchell, but I also don't mind that we still have this young core and all these picks.
It would have been the two of them because we couldn't give up Brunson because we just
signed him. No, that's what I'm saying. It would have been them two. So
right, because Barrett would be gone.
They would have had a backcourt of two guys that aren't even 6'1" or whatever they are. Right. So,
but the Knicks are so annoying. They're that 500 team. They'll win 5 games, lose 7, and then win 5, and then lose 10.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. In literally the last month, they won 8 in a row, and then they lost 3 heartbreakers in a row. Legitimate heartbreakers,
which were 6 in a row, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That Nugget game last week sucked. I watched the whole game. With
the Nugget game or the Mavs game?
Mavs.
Yeah.
Denver, my bad. Dallas, sorry.
Dallas.
Oh my God.
Their best player
team ever to lose that kind of game.
They were up 9 with like
I literally
58 seconds to go or something.
We came home from the hockey game.
You didn't really.
My dad, I was like, "This is so Knicks. This is Knicks."
Yeah, he sent it in the group chat, and I go, yeah, I know. I just wasted my 3 hours of my life watching it.
Yeah, it was it was just utterly ridiculous.
And the annoying thing about it is all the guys had great games, and then it just collapsed.
One guy on the other team.
They have legitimately lost 4 games this year
because of free throws.
Free throws, yep, exactly.
All they had to do
4 I can count off on the top of my head.
Yeah, I talked to Ant. I talked to Ant about like 3 of them.
But is it like, can any of them not make free throws, or are we just fouling Brunson? I honestly haven't watched.
They just brain fart, and they just
okay. They just brain. It's not. They're bad at free throws. Or just brain fart.
Yeah, it's literally a brain fart. Jalen Brunson he's probably top 10 in free throw percentages. He lost us a game because he missed 2 free throws. Couldn't ice it.
Yeah, that was the game Ant was at, I think.
Yes. I think you're right. I can't remember. But Julius Randle
was at one of them.
Julius Randle's been shooting free throws 20 times better than he has his whole career. And granted, I don't trust him at the line, but he misses them. You got $100 million guy in RJ Barrett who misses free throws. Then we're getting the ball to Deuce McBride, a second-year defensive player, not an offensive player, and he's missing. It's just very frustrating.
And I like Grimes. Grimes is good too.
Grimes is stud.
Grimy.
Grimes is stud. All right. Well, if I'm out of timeout, I'm going to let you guys finish. Keep it up. Vin,
I don't know. It just says it was blocked for 5 minutes. I don't even know when your timeout ends.
I think
what is that beeping? Whose battery is dying?
Probably Snacks.
Probably mine.
It's probably Snack. It sounds like his phone's like blowing up because he got timed out.
Yeah. That's right.
I haven't even gotten a note. I haven't. Whatever. Vin, I want to tell you one thing.
Go Lions, go.
Go Lions, go.
Yeah, Big Dan Campbell.
It's going to be such a Lions thing. They're going to lose in the last second field goal.
No, it'd be such a Lions thing. They're going to get blown out, and nobody's going to watch the second half of Sunday Night Football.
I was just going to say the same thing. They're going to Lambeau. They're going to get blown out.
They're the most Lion losses. We beat them one year because on their final drive they gave us 2 hands to the face penalties.
Yeah,
but on the same guy.
Hey, you know what's funny? You didn't even bring up the Hail Mary.
Nope. No, I forgot about that one.
That is the greatest Barstool moment of all time.
That wasn't a face mask.
I know.
Still,
that
wasn't a fun. That wasn't a face mask. And 2, I'll never forget. We're sitting at Green Turtle. We're watching the game. I'm like, Vin, you get to pick where we're going tonight to watch this game. It's your team. He's like, Green Bay Packers, Green Turtle, East Meadow. Let's go. And we're sitting there, and he's just sitting there. Rogers throws the ball up, and Vin just throws his arms in the air. He's like, touchdown. Didn't even wait for the ball to come down. He's like, we win.
That was one of Big Cat's greatest moments.
I
love that.
Oh, when he was sitting with the guys with the Lions.
Yeah, I love it.
But let's actually face facts. The Lions are going to win the game because Seattle's going to win during the day, and it would be so Packers to lose for Seattle to make the playoffs.
Oh, my God.
We just help Seattle. That's what we do.
Geno Smith goes on a Super Bowl
run. Geno Smith is going on a Super Bowl run after his apparently revenge tour this year against the Chargers, Giants, and Jets.
I completely forgot he was on the Chargers.
Did he beat all 3? He beat the
Yeah, he beat all 3.
The Chargers didn't stuff him with a needle? I'm surprised.
Excuse me. In fairness, the best one was him beating the Jets to knock the Jets out of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the best one.
So good.
Yeah.
I had no idea he played for the Chargers.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Nobody knew he was a Charger, like ever.
Well,
That's so crazy. All right, gentlemen, finish up strong.
I'll talk to you in 10 minutes.
Hopefully, I'm not still in SND jail, but
I think you might be, but it's all right.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's been a long 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes.
But like they don't even like give you an option to unblock it. Like that's the problem.
They suck.
So
all right,
I'm gonna write an email. I'm gonna write a
very
heated email.
Thank you, boys.
So,
have a good one.
Well, we got our monthly snack visit, so that was nice.
First of the year.
Love it.
Alrighty, let's get our picks in, boys.
Let's get them in.
All right.
Saturday, 4:30. Chiefs are covering. They want the one.
They never cover. I'm going Raiders.
Jared Stidham's going to cover?
Nah.
They covered the Niners, I think.
Yeah,
they definitely covered the Niners.
They got them the whole time.
They won an OT.
Wow.
I pick the Kansas City every week, and they never cover.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, fuck it.
I don't think the Jaguars are going to cover this.
This is great.
Derrick Henry's coming back, and they're going to run the ball.
I have a question. When was the last time the Jaguars were 6.5 point favorites?
The guy with no eyebrows isn't playing. Dobbs.
Okay, then I'm picking the Jaguars. Fuck that.
No, he looked okay against Dallas.
Do they not like their Malik Willis pick at all?
He's lost.
Stinks.
Here's a good question for you guys.
Why is the Buccaneers only? Why the Buccaneers?
Hold on. Before we get there, Titans lose this game. Is Vrabel's job on the line?
No.
Or is it hot seat going into the season?
I think he's got a job for another couple of years.
Yeah.
Although they do have they're gonna have a new GM, so I don't know.
I say no. He's gonna be there as long as he wants because
I think you're gonna have a warm seat because of the new GM.
Maybe only because of the new GM.
But
I'm gonna take the Jaguars, by the way, to cover that game. I think the Jaguars are winning.
I think Derrick Henry.
Also, I want the Jaguars to make the playoffs.
Danny, the Bucs are locked in their spot, so I don't think they're gonna play anybody.
Okay,
yeah, but the Falcons
they're still
really
better
bad.
than Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, but I don't even know who Brady's backup is.
It's the guy that saved everybody's life.
Blaine Gabbert.
I'm taking the Falcons.
Pretty sure it's Blaine. Yep.
Yeah,
Blaine Gabbert.
He saved a couple people, so that has to be
right. He saved lives.
I feel
I'm gonna go with the Bucs cover.
Yeah, I'm going Bucs.
You gotta take the Bills, right?
Yeah, let's take a bit of the Bills.
That
would be an all-time Brady move. I mean, Belichick move. I'm going Vikings. Nate Peterman's their starting quarterback this week.
Yeah, by the way, Nick Mullins is the backup to Kirk Cousins. Vincent, you asked that earlier.
I know. So I think he might be playing. I don't know.
He may play the second half.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
You may go into the locker room and see scores and go into the half.
Well, I don't know.
Because I think the Niners are playing at 1:00 also, right?
No, it's on the West Coast. I think they're at 4.
Oh yeah, they're all at 4.
Yeah, they're at 4.
If they're up big, I could see them switching it and pulling them.
I think they're pretty confident that the 13.5 point favorites are gonna win. I don't know.
They're 3.5 favorites.
No, the Niners, I'm saying, are 13.5 point favorites.
Are they playing Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona with no quarterback.
Oh. And Hopkins is out also.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Where do you guys put the percentage odds of Lamar Jackson not being a Raven next year?
50.
Yeah, I was gonna say 50-40 range.
It's got to be like 100% he's a Raven because they're gonna tag him.
I wouldn't tag Lamar Jackson because then you're gonna lose him in 2 years.
Yeah, but if you tag him now just to make sure he doesn't hit the market this year, because you're gonna have a team like the Jets that has all that cap space.
That's on them.
I think Steven might be right that I don't think they lose him for nothing. I think if he goes somewhere, he gets tagged and traded. I think, but I could be wrong.
I think they show good enough faith in him and get it done.
50-50, like I said.
Texans are not going to cover.
Are
they on the clock?
If they don't beat the Colts.
So. I feel like they're on the clock.
They should be on the clock.
I think they're on the clock. I think 4-12 is the worst other record.
Yeah.
No, the Bears only have 3 wins.
Okay, so if they win, they're not on the clock.
So the Texans are 2-13-1.
So I learned this week,
and the Bears are 3-13, while the Broncos are 4-12, and Arizona's 4-12, and the Colts are 4-11-1.
They count ties as a half of a win and a half of a loss.
Right.
So, like, if you're doing the percentage, like if they lose, the Texans will have won 2.5 games out of 17.
Right.
Or no, 18.
Yeah, 18. So a loss, and they're basically going to be the
Lost and they're on the clock. Yeah, correct.
Which is good because then we can give up on the what the hell is his name? Quarterback. That one's interesting. They said Lovey was on the block, but it's like he came into a terrible situation. You can't take him out of it.
He might. I don't know. A lot. I mean, it's not going to matter for them, but like, do they hire Brian Flores?
My opinion is you let him coach next year with the rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Give him the rookie quarterback. If you're improving, then you could let him go, because I think he'll be better at coaching the guy out of college than Flores will be.
I don't know.
Just think about it. Look at what Flores has done with Tua. Look at what Flores did with Tua. He basically didn't really do anything.
I know. But, like, do any of the big guys want to go there knowing they get a pick of their quarterback, like Peyton or Harbaugh or something? I don't think so. But you never know.
Well, that's going to be the interesting one. That's why I was questioning the Titans, because, like, Sean Payton putting together a coaching staff.
Again,
honestly, all the signs are pointing at him going back to New Orleans.
Might be the best fit. Okay. I'm taking the Dolphins. They're going to win this game.
Yeah, they have more writing on it, obviously.
They need it, so.
The Saleh loses his job after losing 7 in a row.
I don't think so. I think they know they don't have a quarterback.
Right.
So they already said they're looking to try and get as much out of Zach as they can for next season. So
get a 4th round pick at this point. It doesn't matter.
Oh shit.
Saints. They've been playing well.
Yeah, they've definitely been playing a lot better. Steelers are beating the Browns. Calling it. Steelers are in.
Yeah, they're gonna win, but I think the Browns are gonna cover and lose the most Brown way fashionable.
I'm taking the Steelers.
You imagine if what's-his-face wasn't a disgusting human and they had him all season long?
Well, that's why I'm already going to say I could project
he hasn't even played that
in the
well.
playoffs next year.
Yet.
Right.
Yeah, but now you're going to get a whole off season of him in camp, and
I know.
You're going to get now he's going to have the chance to actually put it all together.
He looked good with Cooper the other day.
Yeah,
that's going to be the biggest coaching spot, I think. Hot seat wise, going into next season.
Apparently the Cleveland people hate that guy.
Really, Stefanski?
Yeah, apparently Cleveland people don't like him.
I think that he's going to be on the hottest hot seat because you're going to give him a pass for this year because you made the trade for Watson. You're going to give him to start the year with Watson next year and see how it goes.
Yeah, excuse me.
That's the way I'm looking at that one. Chargers, Broncos.
I'm just taking the Chargers. It doesn't matter if they're not playing anybody or not.
They're the 4 in the right.
I
think they're locked in at the 4.
No, it couldn't be the.
No, they won a division.
Yeah, won a division.
So they might be locked in.
Oh, that's 5. Right. They're locked in at the 5. The AFC North is the North is going to be the 3. Oh, the South. The winner of the South is the 4. Duh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 playoff spots left in the AFC, and there's only 1 left in the NFC. There's the 7 seed and the 4 seed still available in the NFC. In the AFC.
Right.
The Ravens are in the playoffs. The Ravens and Bengals are both in the playoffs. It's just a matter of
who's winning the division.
Seeding.
Yeah. But that also goes back to the Bengals not playing that game. So I don't know what the hell they're going to do with that.
Right, because now the Bengals have 1 less game. That's right.
Right.
Jeez.
I mean,
we're covering.
Yeah, we're definitely going to cover.
We're covering this because I say
but they don't have to play like
they both said that they're going to make the decision Friday night. I don't
agree
see a scenario where they don't play. I can see them playing a half just to get the work in. At least a half for these guys.
But I think we need to play. Like, if you don't have an injury, you're playing, kind of thing. And then if you don't want to play Jones in the second half, I'm all for it. And it's like Saquon just
and this is the perfect week. You also dress Davis Webb. Like, you don't scratch Davis Webb this week. Like, he's dressed. There's no question about it. Also, fun fact, Kenny Golladay was on the field for 3 plays the other day.
Yeah, that's about the average.
And after he got off the field, he ran to the cooler and never left the cooler because he just was so dehydrated from being on.
He was on Sights and Sounds a lot this week. It was actually really funny. Because they actually focused.
And it was so funny. There wasn't a person in the section like Vin. You remember when he was on the field in the goal line and we were all yelling to throw him the ball into the end zone?
Yeah.
Like, he was 1-on-1 every time he was on the field. Like, the safety ran to both safeties just went to the other side of the field. Like, we know you're not throwing it to this guy.
It's so sad.
It's unfortunate.
The amount of money they dropped on him to not score a touchdown one time in your 2-year career here. Because he's going to get cut. So,
you know what's going to happen? He's going to take $0 to go play with Stafford in Los Angeles.
Well, yeah.
He's going to call Matt and be like, can you guys figure out how to pay me nothing to be on your team so I can, play with the quarterback that I actually can catch with? I remember when the Lions fans were all pissed that they let him go because they thought he'd be the next Megatron. Jokes done.
We all had that dream.
Niners covering the 13, and the Niners winning by 35, so it doesn't matter. Seahawks 6.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams.
I'm going to take the Rams to cover.
Really?
Rams to cover, Seahawks to win.
Right.
Baker's kept them in games. That's why I'm going to say it.
He stinks.
Also, I really want to see a scenario where if the Packers lose, it would be so Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, know what? I'm taking the Seahawks. They need a win.
Yeah, like the Rams just beat the shit out of the Broncos. That was really it.
Cowboys have everything on the line.
And that miracle win against the Raiders.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
The Cowboys have everything on the line this week.
That's an easy cover with fucking put all your money on that.
Yeah. Don't put all your money. That's when you lose.
Yeah, don't put all your money on anything. Bet responsibly, but the Cowboys should win.
Yeah, Vin's telling people where to put all of his money. Vin barely wins any of the bets he makes.
I do not, but I'm going to put some money on the Cowboys this week. I'll tell you that. That's probably a bad sign, but I'm going to do it.
So, congratulations, Sam Howell, on his first NFL win.
Yeah,
Sam Howell.
Going to win by 40 points because Vin's.
I got to go with my team.
In fairness, this has typical last week of the season Cowboys needing a win and them losing and them just not showing up written all over it.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
That would be so Cowboys. Yeah, the Packers are just on absolute fire.
Sunday night, Lambeau Field. Green Bay Packers advance to the playoffs as the 7th seed. The last time they were the lowest seed, they won the Super Bowl.
This is true.
The tiebreaker game is 40 points. I'm going to go 35. This is where I'm going.
It's just so weird. Because the other times they've done this, it was because of Rodgers. And this is very much not because of him. They've won 4 in a row now. His highest passer rating is 95.
Well, the team finally woke up. It took all season.
But they haven't given up. They've given up 19, 12, 20 to the Dolphins, and 17 last week only because it was garbage time. So the defense is really what's doing it. It's just I'm happy they got to this point, and I think they'll beat the Lions, and that's about it. Anything else?
No, go Giants. Beat the Eagles.
Yeah, beat the Eagles, cover the Eagles. That might be a game to put some money on too.
I'm intrigued. Did Hurts practice today?
I was busy.
I've heard he's playing.
Yeah. He'll be rusty though. Hopefully.
We have uncertain day-to-day, officially limited in Wednesday's practice. So that means
that's not good.
He practiced, but it was limited.
Tomorrow is
which means he basically just threw a ball on the sideline and.
Well, a lot Wednesday. I don't know what everybody else does. I know the Packers a lot of times don't even technically do a practice Wednesday, but they just put a designation on what they would have done if they had a practice.
Right.
They said that the Giants basically did a walkthrough and like all the guys that are on the injured list basically either stood on the side or just kind of.
Correct. Same thing.
Ran some sprints a little bit. I know Adari Jackson was running sprints today.
Yeah, it's good. The Friday.
Which I would like for him to get rep. If there's a guy out there that I want getting reps, I would like for him to play a little bit on Sunday to get some reps in.
Has Landon Collins been actually playing okay?
Yeah,
he had a pick six the other day.
He's been doing good.
That honestly,
playing hybrid safety linebacker.
Right.
Of the whole game, the moment it was the loudest in the stadium was his pick six.
Right. Okay. That was the loudest I was.
Because like everybody just knew who it was.
Landon. Yeah.
They were so fun fact, one of the offensive linemen, one of the guards, something Fries, is actually a Staten Island boy.
Okay.
Went to Penn State. I believe it was that I saw online because a couple of rows away from us tailgating. I saw a bunch of guys in Colts jerseys with 75, and I'm like, who the hell's number 75 on the Colts? So I looked it up, and then a couple of the mom had a hat of French fries for her head to wear to the game. So it was kind of cool to see, and also poor Nelson. He deserves so much better.
See, that's a player.
DeMarcus Lawrence just walking
he's been
through
playing
him.
Kind of bad, I've heard.
That's the player I wouldn't hate.
For the Giants to go after this offseason.
Is it free agent?
Because I would love to have him, and I would love to have him as my left guard.
They extended him.
I don't know if they did. Does that mean Leonard is too? Not their Leonard, Shaq, whatever he changed his name to. Because
that was a second. That was a second round pick, so he would have been last year. So they had to.
They had to have paid him.
So they did pay him. He still has 2 more years with an out, and then 2 years after that. So he still has 4 years left.
Okay. All right. So he's not going anywhere. Okay.
I know they weren't.
Yeah, you got at least 2 years before he's cut, or
he's a Jersey guy too. So
anyway.
See you next week. Enjoy your final regular season game. And
possibly, unless they decide next week to have an extra one.
And hopefully we have a third baseman by the end of the week.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Because it's the same.
Well, his kid wore a shirt that had a pretzel that looked like a heart, and it said NY.
And there was a blue batting glove on a table. So we're good. I'm not even worrying anymore. Pretzel T-shirt.
The Twins had those. The Twins had that light blue jersey last year.
Nope. But it was dark blue. It was Mets blue. And there was a lot of people in the comments
that was dark blue. Damn it!
Whether you want by the way, thank you for everything, Wayne Randazzo.
Good luck I love that.
Yes.
Good luck in LA.
I'm gonna miss your old timey World War II voice. Yeah.
I'm gonna miss the bromance and Rain Delay Theater and all that nonsense.
This should be interesting. Who's gonna be the guy who
it should be Tacoma.
But Tacoma's still there, so the two of them will just.
No, but who's going to be the guy to go into the radio booth is the question.
Oh, I don't know. That'll be. Yeah. Because they have to get, Howie's not going to do.
They got to get 2 guys.
Yeah, they basically have to get, a Howie replacement and a Wayne replacement.
Do you promote the guy who fills in for Howie to have him do every game now at this point? And then, when Howie's not there.
Didn't he say he took another job? One of you did.
Oh, yeah, he took Kansas City's job.
He might have.
The minor league guy took the Kansas City job.
Yeah. One of you guys mentioned that.
I believe it was the Kansas City job that he took. I know what you're talking about now. Now that I remember, because I was going to say, because if that guy was still around, you make him the everyday guy with Howie, and then when Howie's off, you could throw Terry Collins was actually good on the radio.
Zeal was in there a little bit, I think, too. But he does the TV stuff.
Yeah, he does SNY.
I can't even listen to Todd Zeal on TV.
I don't know.
I don't.
All right, we'll see.
David Wright, what are you doing, buddy?
No way. David Wright does not want to do that.
He does.
Paul O'Neill sits at home in his underwear and calls games. David Wright could do it.
Good point. That's a good
it's on radio.
Point.
Can you imagine being on a 3-hour time delay and having to
people forget
game just
Keith Hernandez is also a free agent.
Keith Hernandez is also a free agent.
He'll be resigned.
Well, we know the radio broadcast team and the SNY team are fighting over him right now.
I mean, this is our Met broadcasters are falling apart.
That was the only thing we were looking forward to, too.
Well, see, this is what happens, Danny. We get good players now. The broadcast goes out the window. We don't give a shit anymore.
Now we can't afford broadcasters, so
we don't have to listen to them open baseball cards because they're losing 13-2.
I love that segment.
You mean you don't like listening to Dennis Cook stories on the way home when they're winning by 12 runs?
Still telling us.
Let's wrap it up.
There was a Cook jersey at a hockey game, and I really was like, "Where's Howie?
Where's Howie?" All right.
Alrighty, boys. You guys have a good week. We'll talk to you guys next week.